Now in his prime, this would be in.
And it is.
You know, Mark, I was thinking just a moment or two ago, you had the best job in the world, didn't you? Stephen Hendry's doubles partner.
Well, he didn't miss any of those.
Stephen Hendry 1.
Well, like I said, I had to carry him for a couple of seasons, but you know, it's not a bad lad to have in your corner, is he? He will be so angry with himself at missing that. Great red to get in, missed the easy black. Could get punished.
1.
Yes, that's the kind of mistake he'd never make after potting a red of that quality.
He's not hit it. He's not gone far enough.
Ronnie OSullivan 1.
Only needs one more revolution, and it was in. Oh. And there's a plant here.
One.
Anyway, Phil, you're supposed to be stato. What are you throwing these rules and regulations at me for? I just play the game, or used to.
Stats aren't
6.
rules. That's the worst one, the old golf rule book. Wow. If you can know that one.
7. Thirteen.
By the way, if you're
14.
wondering about whether the timeout would have counted had a play taken it and then a frame had been re-racked, well, we're hearing from a very wise old snooker head that in fact it would have been cancelled.
Mind you, with these two, I don't think we'll need all 5, do you?
Although it's quite interesting that
20.
these two players are very fluent in amongst the balls, get on with it, especially Ronnie OSullivan. And yet both players,
21.
when they first started playing under this 25-second shot clock, were a little hesitant at times and weren't quite sure about what pace of play it should be. This season, though, Mark Selby and Joe Perry have gone straight in and look like old campaigners.
Well, as Ronnie said at the top of the show, didn't he? Said that the two new boys have done terrifically well.
27.
Well, you think they might struggle, they haven't. They've fitted in very comfortably indeed.
Yes, in the minds of both of these two when they started out in
28.
2005 with this new format, I think both thought that 25 seconds was actually shorter than it is. They were hurrying on their shots and not taking the requisite time. Now they're into the groove and it's second nature.
33.
25 seconds is a pretty fair amount of time, isn't it? I mean, if there's obviously a tricky situation, then the players have to take the time out. But normally, I mean, you look at their shot
34.
times when they're playing in tournaments, and the 16 between 16 and 22 average, 23.
Tell you what though, what was amazing, when we first talked about doing the shot clock, we did a little dry run up on one of the practice tables in York during the UK Championship in 2004. Steve Davis and Martin Clark, a former professional player, is now the assistant tournament director for the WPBSA. They helped us out.
41.
And originally we looked at a possibility of a 20-second shot clock, and honestly those two were running around the table like Keystone cops. It just didn't work at all, so we extended it to 25 seconds, and the difference was incredible.
Well, the difference in Stephen's form over the last few weeks is quite incredible as well. As we mentioned,
48.
played very well in Bahrain, and he's brought that form here this evening. A terrific steal in the opening frame, and he's in again here, and it could be 2-0. Nice to see him back playing well.
Well, he's very important to the
54.
game. I think a Stephen Hendry resurgence would be good for snooker.
55.
That was frame ball. It will be 2-0 now.
61. $62.
Well, I think he knew at the beginning of the evening he had a match on. He does now.
Andy Goldstein was saying a little earlier on that
68.
Hendry is recognised as the greatest break builder in the game's history. That is true.
$69.
Looking here for his 725th century in professional tournaments. He's only made 6 this season, quite a low number for him, but 5 of them significantly came in Bahrain last
75.
week, running into form.
Clever shot, nudging the red off the top cushion, and nicely on the pink as well. Could afford to take the risk, of course. The frame already safe. He's given himself every chance for the bonus of £1,000 for the century.
82. $83.
Well, he's overrun that a little. Blue stunned down for the yellow. There's the play. With this yellow being straight and screw straight back off the side
88.
cushion. Well, he's playing with top spin. Perfect.
90.
Great start.
To
93.
be absolutely critical, it was his second bite of the cherry after missing a routine black, but he certainly made the
97.
most of his reprieve.
108 in the frame, Stephen Hendry.
Stephen Hendry makes century number 12 in this year's PartyPoker.com Premier League Snooker, and more importantly takes a 2-0 lead over Ronnie OSullivan.